EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us south of the border to the vibrant capital of Mexico City. Coming up, another installment of the NFL International Series, and it should be a great one, as it'll be the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Browns of Mexico City.
Joey Sly set to kick off.
The first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in week 2. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And they're going to have good starting field position. He's out of bounds, but not before he's across the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. And a power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. Second down coming up.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Ball on the 39. Here's second down and 7. They'll run it again with Henry. And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on first down quickly negated. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. Throwing is Jackson. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback.
Their own 20-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together. Now the former volunteer is Dylan Sampson. They're able to break through that initial contact and winds up getting about 3 there. It's second down. So here in the heart of Mexico, this is a city that's hosted a handful of NFL games before, but now this is a different deal. A relocated franchise moving south of the border, playing here on a permanent basis. It's going to be exciting times here in the Mexican capital, that's for sure. And really all across this country, they're pumped for this because this will be Mexico's team. Well, this defense for the Ravens, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
Here's Hurts to throw. He'll swing this out to Sampson. And he is going to have a Browns first down. At least it appears that way. And he got it by maybe the length of a football. The Browns had 0-1 in the year following the loss in the opener. And they were given a gift of 2 straight home games to start the campaign. Dropped one of them already. You have to figure a split of these two probably imperative.
And they did talk about that with us prior to the game, about how important it is to start the season 1-1, especially with 2 games at home. Because if you go 0-2, hard to make those up on the road as the season progresses.
2nd and 5.
Mustang 19. Get it. 60 Eagles.
Hurts sets up to throw it. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. Hey, look at this Baltimore defense. They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
And that play right there shows exactly why they're so good against the run. Held the line of scrimmage, held the point of attack, and stuffed him for no gain.
Throwing is Hurts. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. It'll go in the books forces a sack and a loss of a yard, but more importantly, it leads to 4th down.
Wisnowski on to punt as he sends this one away.
This is taken at about the 14. That'll be a 50-yard punt with 8 on the return. And the Ravens will take over. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Henry again on 2nd down.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. It's rare that a man his size can at least push forward for a yard, but they stopped him there for nothing.
You're talking about Tiny? You're talking about the little guy back there? That monster. Yeah, you're exactly right. And it takes a group effort to get a guy like that down and not let him find some space. The first guy in, he's got to take one for the team, right? Because he's just waiting there and holding on for everyone else to help him out.
Jackson to Bateman there, 1st down Ravens.
That is definitely what we call on defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
Jackson.
That's complete with Zay Flowers with it.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That one good for 13 and a Raven 1st down.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. We're scoreless after 1.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at their 48-yard line.
Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2. As they're looking at a 2nd down and 9 to go. Henry up the middle. And he's going to take this down close to a 1st down at the Browns' 43-yard line. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down.
They'll try to run for the 1st with Henry. And he's got the 1st before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Jackson. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Offense is moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earn a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Oh, ready?
2nd and 10.
It's not. It's not.
Jackson going to give this one to Edwards. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Here's Jackson. He'll try and do this himself. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th. And here's Daniel Whelan on now to punt. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
And he's going to have a Browns first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Here's 2nd and 10.
19 Lions. 60 by
Hurts.
He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
From the gun, it's Hurts.
And he fires one, but incomplete.
How about the show put on by these two defenses in this first half? The fireworks don't have to be just offensively. Neither one of them given an inch, and that's good coverage once again there to force another 4th down.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. We sort of suspected that the elements might wreak havoc on both of these offenses, and that's been the case. No points on either side as this drive begins with a first down. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. They'll try again from the 20 on 2nd and 10. Running from the gun with Henry. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down, then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Jackson going to keep it.
And he'll have hand is past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
Well, he and his offense were staring down what was likely a 3-and-out. Zero fear from his side, though. Never doubted for a second they pick up the first. He's ready to pull the trigger on a keeper the moment it revealed itself.
He shakes it off, but now he's swallowed up and taken down.
Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
Got to give him points for the attempt, but there's just a wave of pressure there. A host of people in the area. Evades a few, but couldn't evade all of them.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Inside handoff, Henry. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
So a tough situation to overcome here. 3rd and 17.
Now Jackson.
He'll try and do this himself.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. 10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory.
Here's 2nd and 3.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Again, it's Henry. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10. And now Jackson will look to throw it.
Now he's going to step up and run.
Now a diving effort right sideline. He's got it. It's a gain of 20 as we wind down near 20 seconds left in the quarter.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
Now flags come in. I think one of the Ravens got going a little early. The full start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. After the penalty, it's Henry. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This from 36 yards out. And his kick is good. And that will do it for this first half.
Ravens 3, Browns nothing. Tyler Luke to kick off for Baltimore.
Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
The Browns drive about to get started. And maybe time for this offense to really hit the reset button. They were shut out in the first half, but still, they're right in this game.
They certainly are. What I like about it is that you actually continue to play. You know, you just find a way to make a few plays yourself, and you noted it. Right there on the border in this game. They're not that far off. Just got to find a play or two, and they could be very happy at that point.
From the 33, here's a 2nd and 8.
They'll set up to throw.
That's taken in. Isaiah Bond. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. Up the middle they go. Sampson. And they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. 55 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
It went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Well, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
Ready.
From the 35 on 2nd down. Hurts. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. Not able to get a single yard there, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
So 3rd down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. He'll try to do this himself. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the first down.
Joey Sly on for the field goal. A 49-yard attempt.
Sly able to put this one through. And that will tie us at 3-3. So they come away from this opening drive in the 3rd quarter with only 3, but it does draw them even.
Yeah, and that has to be job 1, doesn't it? A touchdown definitely would have been nice. We know that. But here, you get back on even terms, and now you've got most of the second half to try and get yourself into a position to win.
And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And their 3-point halftime lead gone now, back to a tie game. But, Charles, I don't imagine that changes too much for this offense.
I would agree. I don't think it changes much at all, whether it's a 3-point lead or a tie game. They know they have their work cut out for them, and they were going to run their offense in the same vein.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
Now it's Jackson. To the right side, into the hands of Flowers. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And it'll be 2nd and a couple. A shotgun handoff to Henry. And he stopped immediately there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Now it's Jackson. He'll try to pick it up himself. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Jackson. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
Now a handoff to Henry. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Derrick Henry with career touchdown number 126, the same number Jim Brown had during his 9-year career. And the Ravens have taken the lead. A good hold of these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And the lead is now 10-3. Now after the touchdown, Loop back out to kick this one away. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. The Browns drive about to get started. Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10. Now Hurts is going to do it himself. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
That's good.
Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Ready?
Now back to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. 74 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009-2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
Back to throw now on 1st down. Well, that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Come on, set.
On 2nd and 10, Hurts. He's got Njoku, his big tight end, and he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. From the gun, he'll hand this off. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
That's good power football on 1st and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
2nd and goal from inside the 5.
Trap 60. Here we go, set. Viking 18.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he's going to be swallowed up and taken down. Sacked back at the 5-yard line. It'll go as a sack for a loss of a yard, and now it'll be 3rd and goal. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has, but in his defense, he hasn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense, I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal.
Panther 6, Buffalo 18. 70 Rangers, 60 Bobcats.
Back to throw. Underthrown
pressure. They got him again. Disastrous outcome there on 3rd and goal. They lose 9 yards on the sack.
And it appears to me that someone's defensive coordinator is jockeying for a raise. A sack on 2nd and goal, a sack on 3rd and goal. Now brings up the decision on 4th down.
So an interesting call there to take the 3. And I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied. But, you know, 4th quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. They run once more with Edwards. And some room to work. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
Well, partner, I have to say they called him in the right defense there. Nickel set, 5th defensive back on the field. And they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. I still remember being in school, and one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I'd love to come downfield and hit you little people.
Good run there. Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's a 2nd down and 9. To throw is Jackson. A short one there, caught by Likely. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. Good work after the catch, going to net him 23 and a first. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it. They got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for 2nd down. If they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up, that'd be the time to do it.
Edwards now on 1st and 10. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. Here's Jackson to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This will get the lead up to 7. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And that'll open the lead up to a touchdown now at 13-6. Back to it now after the made field goal. Here's Luke to kick this one away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Here's first and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. They'll get this into the hands of Sampson. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up second and 7 at the 27-yard line.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. They'll come up now on second down. Back to throw. Hit as he throws there, incomplete. He was unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Dragon 60. 79 Broncos.
Back to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
They'll try and throw for it with Hurts. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Here we go. Start. Go.
He'll look to throw. He'll swing this out to Sampson. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit. But get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
Probably had 60,000 thinking pass right there, including us in the booth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a big call, big guts on that one. And guess what? That run, it'll pay dividends.
2 timeouts still available in this final minute. It's first and 10 now. They'll look to throw. Checks this down to Sampson. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line.
That's a nice job right there, partner, because they were able to work down the middle of the field, working in the seams, because I think defensively they were guarding the sidelines, trying to keep them from getting out of bounds. They took what they gave them, and it was successful.
Ready.
He's back to throw. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down. A couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You're having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
60 Eagles. Ready.
On second down, they'll run it here. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on third down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Well, this feels like a late season game, even though it's just week 2. Here's a big third down. The quick slant caught. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now.
Come on. Set.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. A great open field tackle is going to stop him shy of the goal line. They get the completion but cannot push forward into the end zone. And the Ravens come up big down at their own goal line. Down to Inigos Jackson, and that should seal it. Well, you really can't ask for much more than what we just had here. Not only a close game that went down to the wire, Charles, but a clean one, too. No turnovers in this contest.
And I think you're exactly right about that. To me, this is just a pair of offenses trying to find the slightest bit of separation from each other. And they were both hoping that the other side would make the big mistake first. But today, neither side made that mistake. And what we got, a very entertaining game throughout.
So for Baltimore,